Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Electoral College 9 cohort debate. We will give 5 minutes for everyone to come in. Party chairman, I think it should have galvanized your party members, and I think presidential officials too should have done the same. So
Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. So whilst we wait for ED, I guess is having network connection, kindly mobilize your people, each party to join in that we've started. And I think we have just 1 minute to go. Thank you. Okay, once again, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Hi, Lillian. Good evening. We can hear you. Please, can you
Yes.
make Anita Waji a co-host?
Okay. I don't know if Edie will still be able to join in. I guess he's having
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Okay, then we'll wait for him. Apologies, please. Thank you.
Hello, good day, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I don't know what's wrong with my network. I'd like to ask, party chairman, have you contacted your faithfuls? I'm surprised I'm seeing only 39 people available right now. Lily, we'll call on each party now to introduce themselves. That's the candidates. So the candidates could just do a show of hands so that we could see who is exactly who. So candidates, just raise your hands and then grant you rights so that you can speak. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. I hadn't told anybody to speak yet. I'll call your names. Thank you. So I would like to start with Bilkisu. Bilkisu, are you there? Maureen, can you unmute her? Ask to unmute, and Bilkisu could go ahead. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Bilkisu. We can hear you clearly. You have 2 minutes for your pitch. You can go ahead.
All protocol duly observed. My name is Mrs. Bilkisu Dauda Damisa. I'm the presidential flag bearer of NNPP, New Nigerian People's Party. And at NNPP, our motto is peace, equity, and progress. I believe I'm the best candidate to take the mantle of leadership of this great nation, because as a girl child, I'm not just a homemaker, I'm a builder. I stand for justice. I'm a symbol of love, meekness, and everything beautiful. So I believe that my emergence at the pool as the president of this great nation, I already know the problem. I am not about the problem. I'm about solutions, and I'm going to assemble the best hands to take this nation to greater heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bilkisu. I think we'll go now next to Abayomi Akini. Could you be unmuted? Thank you.
Yes, good evening, all protocols duly observed. My name is Akini Abayomi, and I'm the presidential candidate of the Great Party, Africa Action Congress. Yeah, someone once said that a nation that once divided and has, it's just that we are not enemies, but rather we are friends, even as divided as we are. And it's just that the passion may have strained us, but it must not break our bonds of affection. And that is why I'm pledging myself to liberate this country, to liberate the 9th cohort from the continued bondage of poverty, of deprivation, of suffering, of gender and all that discrimination. And I, as a person, I want to commit myself to the construction of complete, just, and lasting peace. And I'm sure that by allowing me to serve our country and to serve this cohort, we would surely get there where we really wish to be. And at the same time, we would make sure that everything is well done and proper hands are assembled to make sure that the administration goes well. And I'm assuring us that if I am elected, I will surely get rid of nepotism, impunity, and this country will surely, and this cohort also, will be a better place to live in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to go to Kelechi Wanosike.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, the executive director, academic staff, peers at the Electoral College, our guest Joyce Daniels. I don't know if you're here, and congratulations on your win as the best graduating student at the School of Politics, Policy and Governance. I just thought to chip it in. My name is Kelechi Wanosike, the presidential flag bearer for the People's Democratic Party, and vying for the position of the 9th cohort president. So as a party, our goal is to improve the Electoral College of Nigeria, and every strategy is centered on sustainability and innovation. You recall that our campaign teaser, I had mentioned that we had mentioned the importance of establishing a sense of community and culture, and fostering a culture of inclusiveness, right, amongst our peers, just to ensure that people remain engaged and beyond the program and even as it is going on. So the bedrock for this is us having a cohesive alumni association. So we're looking at from the first cohort up until now, just so that we have a common shared goal. To be able to achieve this, we're also looking at having meetings, regular physical, just not physical meetings, as well as being having our virtual platforms really active. Another thing I would like to add also is that we are looking at to address the diminished attendance numbers that we've seen over time, even for learners on this cohort. We're looking at sharing some innovations to the school on how to modify the modules, the time frame, and several other things which I'll share in the course of our in the course of discussion. So I'll stop right there, but I'd like to add that I believe I am the right person for this position because my competencies align with the requirements of the job. You would need someone who is level-headed and self-regulated, and I am indeed that person. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kelechi. I would like to go to Billy Nankol. Billy Nankol, your 2 minutes We'll start now. Thank you.
Yeah, all protocol observed. Yeah. I am Nangbili Paul, the PRP presidential aspirant of the cohort. I want to stand on all the existing protocols. I want to look at the PRP as a social democratic party that was founded in 1978 with an ideology based on social democracy. And I want to also look at, from the interview of the ED, that's Mr. Kulilawal. I did some research on Sahara Reporters and on Plus TV on the talk, the need for electoral college, looking at the vision of electoral college that we started. And I realized that the vision of electoral college was to provide civic education to electorate on politics and governance. And also they intended to provide training for delegates and any other aspirants. And they also wanted to develop constitutional reviews in order to stand and represent the nation. They wanted to open opportunities for Nigerians to understand politics and governance. Now, I think we in the PRP as a party, being one of their representatives, we have queued into that. But we at the PRP were able to come together with the NRM to form a synergy. Voluntarily, we are working together. I, among all the members of the PRP, have been working to see that we tune into the goals of the Electoral College. If elected, this is what we intend to achieve. We intend to promote the ECN brand and taking the good image of the college to a greater height. That's one of our intentions as a party. We intend to have a greater collaboration with other elective offices and also offices that we're going to appoint, so that it's going to help us in partnering with the ECN. We intend to seek synergy with relevant authorities like the Kuka Foundation, the CEDA by Joyce, and a fiscal challenge. And also, we intend to do synergy with the National Orientation Agency. These are sister agencies that can assist us in meeting up the need of every Nigerian when it comes to politics and governance. As a party, we also intend to, if it's possible, to organize a meetup with all the graduates of this particular course at the end of this section. We see it as an opportunity of connection between us as a family. And also on the forthcoming election, if it's possible, we all are coming from different locations. We intend to see, with the help of the ECN management, to see if participants can partake in this present. I'm coming from Cardinal State, a local, that's why I'm based. We can become agents in the various places we are coming from. I think these are basically what the PRP is offering. The PRP is offering teamwork. I alone cannot achieve it. But with the synergy of everybody and with the support of the ECN, I think our goal will be achieved. Thank you very much for this opportunity to represent the ECN in the forthcoming election under the platform of the PRP. I thank you.
Thank you very much, PRP. And I think the last person is James Olorundari. I'm right. James, go ahead. Thanks. Your 2 minutes start.
Good evening, everyone. Standing on the already existing protocol, I am James Olorundari, the Drum Social Democratic Party beat to Electoral College and Nigeria. My Pan-Nigerian background, education, experience in public and private sector, coupled with my well-defined plan, which is the build agenda, build, better, onboarding, increase, legalize, and develop, has prepared me, as well as my interaction with members of the 8th and 9th cohort of the Electoral College. It has given me the status of the caliber of the kind of president Electoral College wants and need at this point in time, as we make progress, as we put in all effort to better our country, not just to better our country, but to make it one that everyone can be proud of. I am here as a servant, and I don't want to classify myself as, in that sense, a president, but as the chief servant of the Electoral College. From my little time with members of my party, they can attest to my servanthood characters. I'm open to collaboration. I'm open to work with people across board from different places, different sector, in as much as we are able to get the result done. And I think one of the most important things we need now is networking of right mind, networking of people and persons with same vision, same goal to make Nigerian better. One person cannot do it alone. And that is why I'm here, so that I can be the leader to work with each and every one of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I think we've covered every presidential candidate. So we'll move up to the debates proper. Before I invite the hosts of the debates, I'll first like to say clearly that you have 2 minutes to answer each question. Post finishing all the questions, you will have 1 more minute to tell the people why we should vote for you at the end of the question session. So we're moving into the question session, and I'd like to invite Anita Raji, who's part of the region, I think of the 7th cohort. I'd like to welcome Anita Raji, and then Lillian Efobi. And Lillian, I think, is of the 3rd cohort of the Electoral College. She works within the region, which is the working arm of the Electoral College. These are 2 ladies who I deeply respect, have been with us across the realm. And I'd like to hand over to them for the question session. I'll just be listening and watching at this point. So thank you very much. Anita and Lillian, you have the floor. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you, Edie. So I would mention, I would just readdress what Edie said. You have 2 minutes to pitch, and I will go. So I'm going to speak. This is the first question. Today is October 21st, 2021. After the Lekki Bridge incidents, state your approach with next step to claiming the youth of Nigeria. I'll repeat the question again. Today is October 21st, 2021. After the Lekki Bridge incidents, state your approach with next steps to claiming the youth of Nigeria. So I would ask Kelechi Ibiodun to please answer the question, please.
Hi, okay, so it's Kelechi Ibiodun. Thank you. So you said it's 21st of October 2021, the Lekki Bridge incident. State your approach. The first thing is to gather situational report, right, from my advisors, visit the incidents, do gather all the information that I can retrieve, and then address the people to just to reinforce why they need to stay calm, ensure that the situation is under control, get the right hands to address the incident. I want to believe is a collapse, right? So get them to sort it out. They would have cordoned off the area because life must still continue regardless. So after reassuring the people, get the right team to sort out what's going on. That would basically be my approach in summary. Thanks.
Thank you. May I ask James to please answer the question?
All right, thank you very much. I think in approaching this caliber of high state issue, we have to look at building trust, because there's a lot of mistrust between the people and the leaders, the people who are leading us. And so the first thing to do is to build trust, and building trust would have to start with speaking the truth. Being a man of integrity, I have to address the nation on what actually transpired. And after doing that, we can now begin to work at platforms to address the grievances that actually even led to the protest, which is to look into policing in Nigeria. Outside that, we need to bring youth on board to be involved in governance and give them level playing ground. Outside that, every other thing that goes with the youth, whether economically, whether it has to do with employment or educationally, another aspect, I would address that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James. Billy King, so I'm so sorry for murdering your name, but I'll probably pronounce Damisa. Please, could you answer the question, Damisa?
Thank you very much. First of all, I think every serious government should have grievance redress mechanism. Why should that happen in the first place? If you have grievance redress mechanism, such incidents shouldn't happen. But in a situation where it's happened, then I wouldn't wait for things to spill out of hand to get to such ugly situation. Most time, the led just want to hear the voice of their leader. They just want their leader to speak to them, to give them fair hearing. So in such situation, what I would do is to set up a committee made up of people that are already part of our grievance redress mechanism because they know the job. Then I will address all affected, and the reports from the committee will inform our next line of action. But one thing I will assure you is justice will prevail at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Damisa. Please, Billy Paul, could you please answer the question?
Yeah. For me, the approach I want to go with is first, I'll go on site to understand and address the situation. That's the first thing I will do, because I need to have a first-hand information of what is happening there. Then I'll work on building a reconciliatory structure and committee. After my findings, I will want to get people that are unbiased so that we have a finding solutions. Then at the immediate solution, I will provide assistance and medical care to affected victims. I think that's basically what I will do first. As we go on site, we'll see those things that need immediate care. Those are the things we'll look at. Then after our final findings, we'll allow the law to take its course. Whoever is found wanting will be dealt with so that it will become a detriment to others. So that anybody that is aiming to cause either the police, if anybody, no minding your status, your class in life, will be handled accordingly. I think that's the basic direction I will take if I am to be faced with such situations. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy Paul. The last question, please. Akini Abayome, please, could you answer the question?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Now, one thing I would say is that it's not good when a leader is expected to talk and that leader remains silent. Of course, at the incident, after immediately such is brought to the presidency, would gather report, the exact thing that actually occurred that led to that, after which an address would be made to the country and telling them of the approach to be made by setting up panels to look into what actually transpired. And after setting panels, would look into the situation, look for possible means of solving the problems after report gathering. Then at the same time, after the panel had met, I would go back and address the nation of the outcome of what the panel has brought, and then proper would make sure that everybody who is involved, whether not minding the status quo, would make sure that everybody is brought to the open place and we'll see who and who is at fault and what can be done to make sure that what has been, the bad thing that has been done is addressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. So I'm going to ask you the final question, and then my colleague will ask you the rest of the questions. So this is the question. I'd ask, how would you fight insecurity in Nigeria? And I will be throwing this question to James. James, please.
All right, thank you very much. Fighting.
Do I repeat the question? Hello, James. Hello? Okay, I think we lost James. Until James gets back, I'm gonna throw the question to Kelechi. Kelechi, please could you answer the question? And maybe I would ask the question again. So how would you fight insecurity in Nigeria? Kelechi. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Okay. I heard you. I think one of the one thing that is apparent, right, in our country is the fact that our security personnel do not have the right capacity to address the insecurity issues that we have. So I would focus on building their capacity to address our insecurity issues, and then also building that consciousness and awareness in citizens that they too are also a part of mitigating insecurity in the country. So just making them aware of their own responsibilities as citizens. So really pushing out that advocacy, and then trying to see how I can build trust between the citizens and the security personnel, because we know that has eroded severely. Yeah, so those are the three things that come to mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelechi. I'm going to throw this question to Billy. Please, Billy, could you answer the question?
Yeah, basically, the structure I want to use is that of the community police that we have been talking about all this while, because the community has a better knowledge of their terrain. For instance, imagine an Igbo man being posted to Plateau Mangu. Now, he does not understand the terrain of that environment. So I think I will strengthen the state police, not only the police, security structures. We have vigilantes, we have the hunters associations that are already in the community. So we in the federal level, we use the federal security network so that it monitors all the activities of all these local security outfits. They have a better understanding of their community and they understand the roots in the community. So there will be a better understanding of managing the security within the community. I think the role of us, we in the national level, will be to monitor and make sure that any of this security that goes outside its boundaries, there is a penalty that will be for that for such crime. So for me, basically, that's the challenge we have. Most of the security outfit we have, they don't understand the terrain, so they just go and fall victims. So that is one of the basic strategy I will use. Then I work with experts. I want to get advice from experts too, those who are in the security practice, so they are going to bring suggestions for us so that we'll curb insecurity in this nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Paul. I'll throw the question to Abayomi. Abayomi, could you please answer the question?
Yes, thank you. From the question, I would say that first thing is that I would ensure that our borders are well secured, making sure that our borders are not porous. Another thing that I would do is that I would push for the state policing, because those are the people that know the terrain of the state and they know all the crannies of the state. So I would also push for state policing. Another thing I would do is that I would make sure that all our security agency personnel are well cared for. I'll make sure that they are motivated by the remuneration we give them from the national level. Because when they are well cared for, when they are well compensated for what they are doing, definitely they will be triggered to work more for the country and to save lives. And the last thing is that we would make sure we incorporate technology into the security activities of the country, like mounting of CCTV cameras across the nation, and also making sure that the ammunitions also are well improved. And lastly, I would ensure that experts are also engaged to help in tackling the issues on ground. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure if James is back. James, are you here? James? Okay,
Yeah.
so I think, James, you're here?
I'm here. Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
please, can you answer the question?
My network just logged me out. I'm so sorry about that.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay, so the question is, hold on a second. The question is, how would you fight insecurity in Nigeria?
All right. Thank you very much. How I would fight the problem of insecurity by addressing it from the national and the local level, excluding the state. My attention will be more onto community policing from the local level and increasing financial and budgetary support for, oh God.
James? Okay, James, I think we're just gonna have to move on, okay? My colleague I'll hand over to my colleague now, so she would ask the rest of the question. Thank you, and my name is Anita Rajas.
Good evening. Thank you, Edie, for the privilege, and thank you very much, Anita Rajas. So before I proceed to the second segment of the debate, I would like every candidate to please use the hand emoji to raise their hand just for clarity's sake. Thank you. So the question, out of school children in Nigeria have reached alarming numbers. What would be your expedient solutions to these in the short term? And I would like Abayomi to answer the question. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Now, I would like to say that for us to actually know the solution or to get to the root of the problem, number one is that for every school, we have to be committed to the education policy of our dear country. For instance, we have to make sure that the school is affordable at the first place, so that every child would have access and will have right to education. And also that would mean that we propel the budget for education so that every expenses or all the needs for those children will be catered for. And at the same time, to sensitize and engage more the state so that they too will be committed and support the country on the education policies so that every child would have access to education. And the last thing that we are going to do is would make sure that the people are sensitized and made to understand why education is important for their children. Because at the same time, the parents needs to also assist the government in making sure that what we tend to achieve is achieved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abayomi, for that response. Billy Nangpal, can you go next, please?
Okay. Yeah. For me, basically, I will look at the education sector is a priority to every nation. So I'll look at the funding is not the only problem. I will start with me in that we have to be accountable to every money that comes into the government coffers. We dedicate ourselves to better use of technology. Then we prioritize the girls and women child education. Then on the short run, one of the things I'll look at is technical educations in local communities and entrepreneurs training and advocacy. These are areas, there are people that might not be privileged to have there are people that their knowledge might be of low esteem. So the technical education and entrepreneurial training, like you have driving, you have welding, these are technical educations. We'll co-opt them into our educational system so that people can survive the hardship that we have. So it's going to be segmented based on the resources we have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Billy Paul. Bill Kisu, please, can you go next?
Thank you. For me, I will take education to the out of school children, to their doorstep, by creating alternate school program. The alternate school program, the government before has tried countless times to take children on the streets back to classroom, and I can say the effort fails most times. So what do? Is for us to take education to them where they are. Most of these out of school children are children from poor homes that cannot afford their basic needs. So you find these children in the market, mechanic workshop, on the street, hawking. So you take the education to them by creating alternate school program. The alternate school program will be designed and be designed at the federal level, but implementation will be at the state and the local government level. And the stakeholders will include community leaders, traditional rulers, the state government, the federal government. Then there will be 4 core subjects to be learned. Arithmetics to know basic calculation, English language to be able to read and write, then moral instruction to know wrongs from right, then vocational study skills, so that at the end of the day, even if it is just the basic primary education they have, but they'll be able to learn something. They can use their hands to create something like from the skills they have learned. And also, we are aware that most of these children, the reason they cannot stay in the classroom is because their parents use them as source of income. They hawk for them, they do so many activities for their parents to make money. So the household of those kind of children will also be empowered. We enroll the parent into the social investment program to help cushion the economic situation in their home. Thank you.
Thank you, Bilkisu. Kelechi, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I think previous speakers have said a lot, but basically we tend to repeat ourselves, so I wouldn't want to do that. So in addition to what they have said, because I think the processes are basic, supporting the vulnerable and at-risk families. So making sure that the woman of the house empower the man to some sort of business so that they are able to see the need to prioritize education. And I would also want to equip all the institutions, right, the educational institutions, regardless of their level, such that parents have choices, the right choices to send, whatever school they decide, at least they're able to go to whichever one so that the kids have basic literacy skills. I would also look at, like we talked about alternative learning options, so providing all the tools that the schools need so that each one is able to learn at their own level, and then equipping the teachers to be able to teach these children appropriately. So you'd want to sell education to them, make sure they understand the importance of being educated, just inspire them to be more and want to learn. So that's my approach. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelechi. I can't seem to find James, so we'll move on to the next question. What kind of governance would you run and why? A capitalist or a socialist? I would like to start with Bikilsu. Thank you.
I'll run a socialist governance kind of government. Now, our reason being that I wouldn't want to privatize all sector of the economy. But if we choose capitalism, that means handing over all sector to the private managers. So to avoid that, I'll run a socialist kind of government, though with a touch of capitalism. That is an aspect of the government that, like the health sector, for example, I will privatize it because I believe if the health sector is privatized, it will do better than if it is run by the government, if it is managed by the public, to avoid being misused, especially those in governments that use government facilities without payment. So I'll run a socialist government too, is because I want to be part, myself and my team will be part of all that is happening in all sectors of our economy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Biokiso. Billy Paul, please go next.
Yeah, I want to run an inclusive government. I will use the socialist government based on our party, the PRP ideology. The PRP was founded on the ideology of social democracy. But what I will add to it is discipline. We want to initiate discipline, just like the China government. You know, in China now, you have zero tolerance for corruption. Once you are caught with corruption case, you go is hand dead by hand, is death penalty for it. So I think if we initiate disciplines within the government, the socialists, we begin, one of the things we see in Nigeria is like funding of government funds, and there are so many challenges. So when discipline is introduced into our system of government, I believe we begin to see reward. But we don't treat Nigerians, the Nigerian civil servants sometimes don't take the government job seriously. So I think discipline is one of the things I want to introduce. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Billy Paul. Abayomi Akini, please, you have the floor.
Thank you. I would want to run a socialist government because if we're actually talking about democracy and we want active involvement of the people, since we say democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, it is better on a socialist government because socialism and democracy work hand in hand. And we want this government to be an inclusive one. And we also want our government to be a participatory one. So definitely I would embrace socialism. And that would really help us in making sure that everyone is involved and democracy is well practiced and well brought to world. Thank you.
Thank you, Abayomi, for that. Kelechi Wanasike, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. So I would run a socialist government. Like our party is focused on effective collaboration. We're a firm believer in that. So I would want public ownership, but with a very heightened sense of accountability and responsibility. So yes, you have government by the people, but at the same time, we would really enforce accountability, responsibility, respectability, just to make sure that things are under control. But at the same time, you're still able to tap from the expertise of people, your empathy towards people, and then just be able to grow it together. Because I know that it's commonly said that when there's involvement, there's commitment, right? So when everybody is involved, then they understand the part that they have to play to move the country forward. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Kelechi. I can see James has joined the call. James, so I would ask you the previous question and the questions the other candidates just answered. So the previous question was, out of school children in Nigeria have reached an alarming numbers. What would be your expedient solution to this in the short term?
Will not come for us.
James?
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. The question borders on out of school children. Okay, the first thing to do to solve the problem of out of school children is to address it from the traditional and religious point of view. There's no how we can comprehensively address the problem of out of school children without involving the Islamic organization, as well as the traditional rulers, the emirs, and the Serkis of the north. There have to be a collaborative plan. We have to collaborate together, government, alongside traditional and religious society, to find a lasting solution that will be workable, one that would allow the out of school children to still continue to have what they used to have before, which is the training under an Islamic cleric, as well as contributing in a way to the economy and having or running a self-sustaining system such that they would be contributing to the economy. Outside contributing to the economy, we are engaging them, and more importantly, we no longer have them on the streets. And beyond that, we are also educating them. Thank you.
Thank you for that, James. And the final question, what kind of governance would you run and why? A capitalist or a socialist?
All right, thank you very much. I would run, by the dictates of my party. I'm the presidential candidate for Social Democratic Party. We are Social Democrats. But practically, we know that there's no country in the world where you have absolute economic system. There's no country in the world where you have absolute socialist or absolute capitalist. What you have is the degree of capitalist or the degree of socialist. So I would operate more on the socialist, because that is the dictate of the constitution of the party I am representing, or I'm standing as a candidate. But I will not close my door to private collaborations and interaction, which will give me some measure of capitalism. So per se, I would want to run a mixed economy, which is the best. I don't want to do it all. I want people to also be involved in the running of things. So I would be more of socialist. However, I would not close my door against capitalist or private individuals. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, James. And thank you very much to all the candidates who participated in this segment. I would hand it over to the ED now. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. It's a pleasure to listen to all the candidates. I must congratulate everyone for the effort put in. It's very impressed. I was very impressed to hear the female presidential candidates step up to the game. It sounded better than hearing female presidential candidates like I've heard in Nigerian debates. So the ECN is generally doing something. Now you're going to be given 1 minute, and I'll allow the gracious voices of Anita and Lillian, who, of course, I seem to love their voices so much. I forgot I was to talk, and to pick candidates on their last 1 minute to convince everyone before elections tomorrow. So you guys, I hand over to, I think Lillian spoke last, so I'll hand over to Anita to pick randomly for a 1 minute closing statement by every candidate. Thank you.
Thank you, Edie. I'll be I'll be picking Billy Paul as the first person to go. 1 minute, please.
PRP as a party, because in the PRP we see a family and appreciate the ED and the electoral team. As winning this election will mean to me all of us coming and continue the discussion that we have already discussed already. I promise that if eventually you give us the election as the PR to collaborate with the ED in interactions with all the Cohort 9 participants. This is an opportunity. It's going to create more connections. It's going to make us get to know ourselves. Exactly what I'll do. My manifesto will be available to the electoral team and also on the forthcoming election. I want us, the ED, to look at it, that we in making sure that they represent the electoral college in their various artwork staff or as observers on behalf of this knowledge to go unutilized. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate all. What the PRP is a family. The PRP were able to make.
So we're losing you, Paul. Your signal seems to be really poor. But thank you so much. We really appreciate your closing remark. I will throw the floor to Damisa. Damisa?
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, once again. If you are hearing me this evening, remain Bilkisu Dauda Damisa, the presidential flag bearer of NNPP, the New Nigerian People's Party, the party for peace, the party for equity, the party for progress. A vote for me and a vote for NNPP is a vote to end zero hunger. It's a vote to end hunger, poverty. Is a vote to quality education and a vote to good health system. It is a vote for security. It is a vote for good road network and infrastructure. Vote for me. Our government is going to be an all-inclusive governance. Your voice will be heard. Your opinion will matter. You'll be part of decision making. We are not going to lock you out of decision making. It is going to be an open door policy from our end. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, Damisa. My colleague will carry on.
Thank you so much, Anita. And I would go to Kelechi. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. I think this position calls for someone who is action-oriented, who is emotionally intelligent, who is empathetic and community-focused, and just to reassure everyone that I'll be committed to ensuring that the spirit of patriotism far outweighs individual interests, and we have that cohesive, the electoral college will, there should be, I would make sure that we foster the collaboration, and then there's there's communication between us, and then just making sure that people are in touch. We share our success stories to encourage each other, and we just know that we remain a family. So a vote for Kelechi is a vote in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelechi, for that. James Olorundare, you have the floor. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, Lillian.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for staying. So I am James Olorundare. I'm standing as president under the platform of SDP, Social Democratic Party. And I want us to understand, beyond our party affiliation, whether you belong to whatever party, I just want us to understand that one of the greatest problem and challenge Nigerians have now is that the networking we have among those who are trying to destroy this country or trying to take this country at ransom is more than the network we have among those who are interested in the building of this country. My agenda for 9th cohort is the build agenda. This agenda is hinged on building a network beyond your party. I want us to come together and build a network of policy titan, of patriotic Nigerian citizens that are interested in driving the change we so desire and we pray for. A vote for me is a vote for a leader who knows and has his well mapped out plan on how to go about to maximize and to take the advantage of this networking for the benefit of Nigeria. Vote for me beyond your party affiliation. I'm the candidate you should vote for. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James, for that. I will pass it back to Anita. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lillian. And then the next person will be, we're done, yes? Or we still have another person? Sorry, I was off a little bit. Has Abayomi spoken? No, so Abayomi, please. You have the floor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm Hakini Abayomi by name from the Africa Action Congress. Yeah, we passed the party, the mission and vision is committed to building a new Nigeria. And like I said, we might have been divided, we might have been strained by our passion. But one thing is sure that we all are committed to having a better Nigeria. I am capable, I am competent, I have all it takes to lead and serve this country. A vote for me is a vote to an improved economy. A vote for me is a vote to an improved security, to an improved health sector, to an improved infrastructural development. I really hope that this 9th cohort vote for me to have a better country and a better future for ourselves and for the whole nation. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Has Billy Paul spoken? Billy Paul?
Yes, he has.
Okay.
Yes, he has spoken.
Okay. Damisa has spoken, yes?
Yeah, everyone.
James, okay, so everyone has spoken. Well, thank you so much for the questions that have been answered. I would give the floor to Edie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Lillian. You are always exceptional. You're exceptional tonight. Thank you very much. I love the way you handled it. Quite unscripted. I must commend all presidential candidates once again. I must commend the soon-to-be associates who decided to come and attend the event, and that's party members I'll refer to. So on ahead, the election, of course, is tomorrow. I look forward to a great election ahead. I would like to thank you all for attending on behalf of the Electoral College Board and its region, which is the working arm, and the students of the ninth cohort. It was a pleasure being part of the first presidential debates ever done under the Electoral College Nigeria. So you all deserve a round of applause. I look forward to the elections tomorrow and the results, and finally the president. Also tomorrow, I think we'll also be announcing a party that has participated the best post elections and everything else. So I look forward to have a great evening, everyone. Look forward to the elections tomorrow. Campaign like you want to campaign, but not on the group. We're still restricting campaigns, so you have your indirect ways of campaigning. And then I look forward to a great game tomorrow. You guys have a swell evening. See you all at elections. As I always say, out. Thank you.